Hello and thank you for watching the how to do comps video. What I like to do is start off with the alert that we get every single day. We have some criteria set where the price is usually way below what the average sales price is for the city. So this is Canoga Park, and based on this, we can see that there's some properties here that are potential leads. And what we like to start off with is the property that has the most square footage and the least amount of price. And this looks like Morrowcroft Avenue seems to be the best one. So we'll go ahead and click on the listing here. And from there, we want to run comps on it to see if this is actually a good property to put an offer on. So we'll go ahead and select the address. And we'll go to search, quick search for single family, and we'll hit the map. Alright, then we'll do a jump to address, and the shortcut is to just paste the entire city, zip code, everything in the address area. It'll just take you into it. It gets done automatically. We'll go ahead and click the draw radius and zoom in just so that we get the right house. And we pull the radius out to 1 mile. Okay, and then the next step is to translate some of this information to our spreadsheet pro forma, or Excel pro forma, which is right here. Okay, so what we would do is go back into this, copy the address, first thing we do, and then go back to MLS, double click copy, and the square footage, double click copy. Okay, and then the current list price. Alright, now you see all these black background cells are editable. If they're not black, do not edit them. Okay. Alright, so now once that's done, next thing you want to do is to make sure we save the file. And we usually save it as the city name, and then the address. Okay, and that's very important that we save it, because then you get lost in this and all of a sudden you forget to save it, or you do something weird and you lose it, or you do multiple properties and you forget which spreadsheet you've worked on. Alright, so now once the square footage is entered, it automatically calculates the positive 500 and minus 500 of the square footage range. So we copy this and we put that in the search criteria for the square footage, and the status date of 0 to 120, close sale, make sure it's single family, and then we would look at the map, see if everything's okay, and if it is, we're good. We'll look at the results. Now one thing to look at is make sure that the city is all the same. Sometimes it's kind of redundant to do this because your property is Canoga Park, so when you scan it or you do 1 mile radius, it's most likely going to be in Canoga Park also. But if it happens to be bordering another city, like whatever this WEH is, then we want to filter that out. So we'll go back, select the city for Canoga Park, drops our matches down to 14, and then we'll go from there. Now what you want to do is make sure that you have the price sorted from highest to lowest, and you can sort that by clicking the list price, and also making sure that you do the set current display sort order and count per page as my search starting default, so that every time you go here, the price will always be highest to lowest. Now what we're looking for is rehab properties that have granite countertops, brand new kitchens. So it's important that we're able to see the inside of the property. This doesn't have granite countertops, so we won't select it, but it looks very livable and turnkey, which is okay. If there's no other picture but one, then I don't even look at it, because it doesn't tell me what's inside. So what we would do is go to the next one, and I see that there's granite countertops in the kitchen, which is good. So I'll go ahead and select that. Now if there's, since this one was tile, but there's a comp that has granite in it, then we'll go ahead and select the tile because there's granite comps to support the tile comps, in a sense. Or we go from granite pushing the tile. You know what I mean. So anyways, going to the next one, there's tile, there's granite, oops, there's this over. There's granite countertops in this property here. We'll select that as a comp. Next one, it's taking a little while to load. Excuse my code here. I can't see anything inside. There's only two pictures. We skip. Next one. Well, this one looks like it could use a little rehab. So it's tile, so we won't select that. Next one. It's also tile here. Okay, so now we're going to the next lower price, and that's also tile, but very livable. It's very pristine, so I'll go ahead and select it. And because we had seen these other ones that were also tile, but it didn't look as good, but it seems like it's livable. Doesn't need much work on it. It's pretty turnkey. We'll go ahead and select those two, except for this one, since there wasn't enough pictures to see inside. But if people are paying high enough for this, then we know that our comps that we use here, that we will get the value, and our property will look way better than this, and it'll sell. This here, no, I'm not gonna use it. These are all single pictures because there isn't a plus sign there. Select this one, and what do I see? Oh, that's pretty bad. I'm not gonna use this. It looks really dirty. Alright, that's it. So I'll go ahead and refine the search. And we're looking to get at least 5 comps, and that's pretty accurate. And then we hit narrow. So we hit refine and then hit narrow. So that kind of just, sorts it all out. And we'll go ahead and scan from the bottom up all the way up to this upper check marks. Don't go up to here. You go up to here, I'll show you why it's not going to work in this program that we're using. We use a macro script to take the average of all these numbers. It'll only take it up to here. So now we go to our pro forma spreadsheet. We click on the comp tab, and we click on the developer tab and the Visual Basic developer tab, and that should bring up our code. And so all we do is, I'll show you what happens. Make sure that we have selected the cell, and then we go straight to the play button. So once you hit the play button, it's gonna paste. It's gonna clear out this screen, this sheet, and then paste the comps that we have. Right now it's on the Zuza, and then we'll see the Canoga Park comps once we hit play. Clears it out, pastes it in there. Canoga Park creates the column, and then creates the average of the list price, average of the square footage, and then the average of, and then it calculates the average price per square foot here. This divided by this equals this number, and does it all the way down, and then it also gets an overall average of this and puts this number here. And then this number is this K8 divided by 08 to get this number. Okay. Now this number here should always be within $2 a square foot difference. So 79 to 280 is pretty good. And then the other thing we also look at is make sure there isn't any weird jumps in the comps. So I see one that's really high, 337, and then the rest around 270, 250, 300. So what I'll do here is delete one of the higher square footage. If there's only one or two, I'll delete them. Just because it's just like odd, it's out of there. But if there's like four or five that's that high, then we'll keep it. Okay, so I'll go ahead and delete that. 268, 269, that looks pretty good. Then we'll go over to a performer sheet. What happens is it's going to take the lowest of these two numbers in the performer and place it right here automatically. So it's already done. Okay, now what we're going to do next is we want to solve it so that our return on investment is at least 40%. And what we do here is select the solver. I'll show you how to set this up. I won't do in this video because it's just to make things simple. And I'll compartmentalize this lesson. And this is already set up in the spreadsheet. All you have to do is hit solve and click OK. So it solves it to 40%. That means the asking price is 250 based on this originally what we had put in there. And our flip target price, we're able to pay up to 287 on this property. I would normally offer about 10,000 to 20,000 less. Average, I offer about 10,000 less on this property, so I would probably offer 275 on this property. And then this here says if this says Segan, that just means that the asking price is at least 70% of our value here, I believe. Let's see, 70% of F13 of the asking price. So the asking price is 250. Then we can go at least down to 175. That's just to say that if they overprice the property, then let's say for example they ask really high, 450. They ask what market value is. Then let's say stop, because they're not going to lower this price down to 250 for us, because that's more than 70% below their asking price. So it's kind of like we're lowballing them. But if they're already asking a low price for it, this is go for it. Seek it. Okay. Thank you for watching this video, and I'll go ahead and if you don't know how to set up this developer tab, Visual Basic, and the solver, I'll have another video that will take care of that for you. Okay. Thanks. Bye.